The final step before torching it is to remove all of the string that's wrapped around the meat. We have to be extremely careful right now because this is when the meat could split totally apart. For me, this is a bit of a sore subject because it makes me remember when I left the string on in one of my last episodes of MasterChef.
The string's on. We'd lose a star if we sent that to the customer.
There's no pan big enough to sear this. It's time to torch.
Now that it's gotten a beautiful golden brown color, it's time for the mustard.
And this is the traditional way to do it for Wellington. Directly after searing, we add a nice thin layer of mustard.
While those guys finish painting that in mustard, we're gonna go ahead and start rolling out our puff pastry for the outside of our Wellington. Once this has all been laid out and fused together, we're gonna add some parchment on the top.
And I'm gonna roll everything together to fuse all the edges.
What we're trying to do is make one giant puff pastry sheet big enough to wrap around our whole Wellington.
Next up, we're gonna lay out our crepes on top of our puff pastry.
This is gonna help trap in that moisture and prevent a soggy bottom. There is absolutely no way we're serving Gordon a Wellington with a soggy crust. Guga, start laying out the prosciutto.
Okay, we need to make a bunch of perfect layers.
Guys, you gotta step it up. Literally, you got 15 minutes to get this in the oven or we're done.
To finish this up, we're gonna patch it up with prosciutto wherever we see an open hole.
The final step to bring it all together is to spread our Dexel.
This has sat in the fridge overnight, and we have to make sure it's in a nice, perfect layer over our prosciutto. Everything looks pretty spread out right now, but it'll all come together shortly.
I'm excited to roll this thing up, but I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I hope it stays together.
We only have 5 minutes left to get this thing in the oven. We're gonna start rolling it, keeping it as tight as we possibly can, because there can be no gaps in any Wellington. Be careful, be careful. Oh shoot, the prosciutto's coming off.
Well done, guys.
Guga, good job. We're gonna push these tables together.
Now we'll continue rolling it up, being extremely careful here.
And aside from cutting it open and feeding it to Gordon, this is definitely the scariest part of this challenge. And we had to bring in all hands on deck to finish this off. We are so close here, we just have to paint the whole thing in egg wash.
2 minutes left, guys.
We'll carefully place our lattice pattern over the Wellington.
And reposition it to make it look nice and pretty. And we'll finish it off with a bit more of egg wash.
And finally, a nice pinch of salt. The very last step is very carefully sliding this onto our sheet tray. We can't mess this up, guys.